This is the Transfer Hub on talkSPORT. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we're live on your radio and streaming live on the talkSPORT YouTube channel until 9 p.m. this evening. Keep your calls coming in on 03717 223344. Text us on 81089 or tweet the show at talkSPORT or at Mark Goldbridge. As you heard there, we had some great calls on the Mark Goldbridge show last night after Manchester United lost 4-0 at Brentford. I'm here every Saturday evening from 7:30 p.m. right through till 9 o'clock all season, both on the talkSPORT YouTube channel and live on the radio station. But back to the Transfer Hub tonight. Andre on Twitter says, why not terminate the Deadwood contracts? Let's start with Phil Jones, Harry Maguire and McFred. Glazers out now. The Glazers would be out if you terminated those contracts, Andre, because they'd be running around trying to get the money back that they've lost. But we're not run by that sort of a club to do that. But Mohammed is a United fan and he wants to talk about who Manchester United should sign. Mohammed, the floor is yours.
Hi, Mark. I've been watching you at United stand for years now. Brilliant show. Love it. Been a United fan for, 25, 28 years. And I don't know if I come at a loss with everybody else, really, every other United fan around the world. I just don't know who we can sign, number one, and really what is going to come through the door by the end of the transfer window. Because I'm like you, I believe the transfer window has been a complete shambles. I think the people in charge of the club don't have a clue of what they're doing. And this whole Rabiot deal, this insane chase of De Jong, and all the other players we've been linked with, such as Arnautovic and stuff, has just been a joke. I don't know what you think, but really I'm worried about where we're heading as a club, what's going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. And there should have been a plan. There should have been, recruitment, ideas, and everything should have been set in place once they knew they were going to get this manager. Because I believe he's an elite manager. I do believe he's a very good guy. I believe he's a good manager, but they just haven't given him the tools for the job.
Thanks, Mohammed, for that. I think many Man United fans would agree, Mohammed. I've heard that we might be looking at Mauro Icardi, who, if you think Rabiot comes with baggage, Icardi comes with more baggage than British Airways. I mean, that would be, desperation, but it's the wrong type of character. Morata's been linked to United. I mean, what's he going to do? Paint his hair red again? I mean, this was a player that we were looking at 4 or 5 years ago. We're taking a walk around Desperation Street now, and this is what happens when your transfer window falls apart. Man United have got 0 points from their first 2 games. You should have your signings in place for the first 2 games. You look at Spurs today. They didn't deserve a point against Chelsea, but they got one. But look at the subs that Conte made. I don't think Chelsea made that many subs as early as Spurs did, but Basuma came on, Richarlison came on, Perisic came on, and all those 3 players were on pre-season tour. So they're reaping the rewards of that already. So, I don't know what United are going to do over the next 2 weeks, but desperation springs to mind. I mean, I hope this story that De Jong's going to be in place by Liverpool next week, I hope there's some substance to it. But as I said, even as a United fan, I can sit there and say, why would Frankie de Jong at 25 want to come to Manchester United? We're not going to be in the Champions League next year. We're not in it this year. He's going to be 28 before he plays in the Champions League again, if he plays in the Champions League again. And we're not going to be in the top 4, as I said, and it can only be for money. And I like Frankie de Jong, but I don't like players coming to Manchester United for money. And I want players who want to come to Manchester United. Talking about money, though, I don't think me and Andre are going to get on that well. I can predict. The next caller, he says he's not happy with David De Gea. Andre, the floor is yours.
Hello, Mark. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know what I'm going to be like after this call, but go on. This is what it's all about.
I know you're a big fan of Dave Saves, and I can understand that. He's been brilliant in the past, but mate, how has Dean Henderson been allowed to go out on loan, and he's put in an absolute worldie of a performance today? And the day after, De Gea has been absolutely woeful, mate. He's dogged with his feet. He's arguably as bad with his hands. He's a shot stopper, and that's it. He doesn't claim crosses. He doesn't talk. Fair enough. He came after the game and he apologised, and that's captain material. And that's fair enough. But he shouldn't be captain because he shouldn't be starting games.
Wow, Andre. There's nothing I can say because he had a bad game yesterday and Dean Henderson's had a good game today. But do you not agree when I say, or anybody else says, that David De Gea was arguably player of the year with Ronaldo last year, and that any goalkeeper, whether it's Alisson or Edison, can make that sort of mistake he made yesterday. Surely it's a bad day in the office. Surely De Gea has something in the bank with United fans, that one bad game and then one good game for Dean Henderson, who spent last weekend slating the club, and they've all flipped around. I just don't understand it.
Look, don't get me wrong, he's not the main problem at the club. He's not the main source. But at the end of the day, you won't get anywhere with a keeper like that these days. He's got money in the bank. He's been incredible in the past, player of the year, year after year. But now he's not the same keeper. He's not got it anymore. He's not the modern goalkeeper. Why is he letting our centre-back take goal kicks? What's that all about? And then he receives it, he panics, and he gives it to a player who's got a man right on his back. Mate, we've got Ronaldo still up top. If you have to, mate, he's one of the best in the air in the world. Hit it long. Whether anything comes for it doesn't matter. But he'll probably win the header. And if he's pulling out worldies every week, you can maybe say, look, the feet will look over that. There's bigger problems. But if you're letting goals in like that and being the root of the problem, don't get me started. And then, don't even get me started on Maguire, mate. How's he captain? And what's he doing? We bought him in as a ball player. He can't play the ball. He's slow. He turns like a truck, mate. Martinez, he's looked good. He looked good in the first game. He's probably our best player in that game. Shoddy yesterday. But it's got to be him and Varane, isn't it? Like, I don't know, mate. I don't know.
Andre, thanks. You're a legend. Look, it's all about opinion. I don't have to agree with it. That's the whole point. Everyone's got an opinion, and you're all welcome to call in and have it. On De Gea, I ain't going to turn my back on De Gea. I'm not going to turn my back on Ronaldo. These players have done things in a Man United shirt, but I've got nowhere to hide. De Gea was terrible yesterday, but he didn't hide himself either, did he? He came out after the game and he said, I've lost the team 3 points and I apologise. I've not heard a United player do that in many years. So, look, at least he came out and did that. But he didn't play particularly well. As for Dean Henderson, I don't want Dean Henderson back at Manchester United. The way he spoke about Manchester United last week, I don't want him back at Manchester United. Well done to him for winning today. But no, I don't want him back. Although, talking about it, we've had a tweet from United Info. He says, Dean Henderson has had more touches in the Premier League this season than Martin Odegaard and Philippe Coutinho. United literally had the perfect goalkeeper to build from the back, and they let him go and kept a keeper who can't play a 5-yard pass. Well, look, you're going to get plenty of popularity with that at the moment, but I do feel it's a little bit flip-flop in one game. De Gea's my keeper, and he was brilliant last season, and he deserved to start the season, and Dean Henderson didn't want to sit on the bench again, and that's why he's not there. I also agree with what Andre said as well. This is where we need to be careful as United fans. I've seen a bit of this today. Ronaldo this, De Gea that. The Glazers have caused this. The whole squad has caused this. It's not one player's problem. If I give you a new goal, if I go to Nottingham now and bring Dean Henderson back to Manchester, we're not going to beat Liverpool next week. That's not going to solve it. This team has got more holes in it than a hedgehog's pillow. We need a lot more than a goalkeeper. In fact, I've never, ever heard in my life somebody say, if you get a decent goalkeeper and this team's sorted, that's not what it is. We need a midfield. Games are won and lost in midfield. Steve, the Liverpool fan, says, hi, Mark. Would you exchange Martinez right now for another centre-half with physical presence? No, I wouldn't. I'd play Varane with Martinez because that's our best centre-back pairing. And then in a few games' time, I would assess him. When Spurs bought Romero last summer, it took a bit of time. Under Nuno, I didn't really think he was that good. And then towards, when Conte came in, he got better and better. Fabinho, in his first season in the Premier League, wasn't all that. And then he became a world-class midfielder. Not everybody hits the ground running. So I do think that with Martinez, it's going to take a bit of adjustment time. Hopefully, we've got a good player there. Richard is also a United fan. He says, what do you think is going wrong at United then, Richard?
Thank you, Mark. I do think it's part of the owners, but I do think some of it is mostly down to the players. Like I was just saying to Bisusa, you get Brentford players, Brighton players, they fight for their badge. They sprint for their team. Our players just walk around the pitch just don't want to play the football. Like people going about Ronaldo, I think if he leaves, he'll get us enough points to say for us to finish sixth. That'd be good for our team at the moment. So if Ronaldo left tomorrow, we would struggle to even get sixth without him in our team because he would score us the goals.
Yeah, I agree, Richard. Thanks for that. I mean, I do agree with Richard as well. I think the players have to take responsibility. I think for me, as a United fan, and I hope a lot of people sort of agree with this, maybe they do, maybe they don't, it's the club from top to bottom. It's recruitment, it's the owners, it's the board, it's the CEO, it's the players. The club from top to bottom is in a mess. And for me, I said it on Twitter today, this is not getting solved without major refurb. And I don't want the people who caused the problem to be doing the refurbishment. I want new owners and a complete cleansing of United in relation to staff, players, etc. Barney's a United fan. What do you want to say, Barney?
Hi, Ian, Mark. Nice to speak to you. My point is just about Sir Alex Ferguson. So, obviously, he left in 2013. Do you think that he left because he genuinely wanted to retire? He felt that it was time. He could maybe foresee that things were going to be tough, or did he clash with Glazers? Or did he not really fancy what was coming in the next few years? And did he feel that there was no way out, kind of for him if he was going to stay with all the awful performances that we've seen since? Cheers, buddy.
Thanks, Barney. I think on that, Sir Alex Ferguson left because, as I remember, his wife, I think it was his wife's sister. I think something happened with his wife's sister, and that's what happened. And he wanted to spend more time with his wife. And the story was that Van Persie had been brought the year before that, and I think it was Ronaldo was meant to be coming back summer, and then Sir Alex Ferguson retired. I don't think Sir Alex Ferguson left because of the Glazers, because he worked under the Glazers for a long time and still works under the Glazers. He's still paid by Manchester United Football Club. So, no, I think Sir Alex Ferguson's a legend of Manchester United. He provided us with amazing memories, and he retired, and he deserves to. I mean, not many people walk away with the Premier League title. Look at what happened with Wenger. So I don't think Sir Alex Ferguson foresaw this, to be fair. James is also a United fan. He wants to talk about Rabiot. James.
How you doing, back? All right, mate.
Not too bad,
Hello?
you?
Yeah, shall mate. No,
yeah.
Just a quick call, bro. It's about what you were saying before about the last thing United dressing room needs is a character like Rabiot or Icardi. I just disagree. I think exactly the type of player we need. Someone who's going to go in there and get them all at it.
I just don't know, James, if he's that sort of character. I mean, if he's the sort of character like Roy Keane who goes in there and says, I'm not putting up with that, then I'm all on board for that. But I don't know whether I get the sense it's not all about winning on the football pitch with Rabiot that gets him into trouble. It tends to be, a little bit self-centered. I might be being unfair there, and then it makes me think, well, do we need that? We need a Roy Keane to go in the dressing room and, like you say, put people up against the wall and sort them out. I don't know whether Rabiot's that sort of character.
We won't know. I've heard that he is. He is. Oh, are you there?
Yeah.
No, I've heard that he is, but I might be wrong. But I just think you need someone in that dressing room. There's absolutely no spirit or no fight in them players. You look at them against Brentford yesterday when they were going down and they all got their heads down and they're sulking, and Maguire, the captain, saying nothing. I'd have loved it when we got the dressing room and we got at it.
Yeah. No, completely agree, James. Thanks for that. Great point. There's always another side to the coin. Maybe Rabiot's the right man to go into that dressing room. Certainly need a captain. I mean, I'd love to do 2 hours talking about the importance of being a captain, because for some reason, certain people seem to think that Maguire had a good game last night and that Man United being thrashed 7 times in the last 12 months with him as the captain, it's not really an issue. I presume these people were in a coma when we had Roy Keane in charge.